Between 39 and 87% of tertiary music students or college music students and up to 89% of professional musicians report experiencing some kind of an injury or pain while playing. One of the things that I wanted with this new season was an episode here and there that we focused on research in the field of injury for musicians, as well as, topics in sports and performance psychology, because the fact is, it all matters when it comes to keeping you healthy. The purpose of this study was to see just how aware student and professional cellists in Australia are about healthy playing practices, as well as observing their attitudes towards injury in general. In this study, the researchers interviewed a handful of professional as well as student cellists and even interviewed some orchestra managers as well. And some of the interviews found that the no pain, no gain philosophy is still deeply embedded into many students' minds. Among many other factors, a big issue that was explored in this study was how the students perceive the topic of injury and whether or not it is taught in their educational institutions. Most of the student interviewees said that it was hardly mentioned, if at all, during their interactions with professors, nor taught in formal coursework. This has to get into the schools as a mandatory subject. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. It has to be a mandatory subject, just as an athlete has mandatory things that they need to know about their limitations of their body before they go out and do their sport. One of the interviewees, a master's cello student, who said he didn't even learn about anything health or injury related until participating in high-end festivals, said that such lack of education and connection to resources borderlines negligence on the part of the institution. So litigation can become a reality if these subjects are not taken more seriously by music educational institutions. That's how serious this is. Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm really excited to share our first research and development episode of this season. One of the things that I wanted with this new season was an episode here and there that we focused on research in the field of injury for musicians, as well as topics in sports and performance psychology, because the fact is, it all matters when it comes to keeping you healthy. So without further ado, here's the first Trust the Process research and development episode. And so today I wanted to share some findings from a 2015 study conducted by an Australian anatomist and physiotherapist, Dr. Bronwen Ackerman, as well as Dale Rickert from the University of Amsterdam and Margaret Barrett from Monash University in Australia. The purpose of this study was to see just how aware student and professional cellists in Australia are about healthy playing practices, as well as observing their attitudes towards injury in general. And get this, according to a myriad of studies performed over the last 40 years, 30 at the time of this study, the playing injury rate in professional and student musicians had not changed in that time, despite the medical community having learned exponentially more about this subject in that same time frame. So what does that tell you? The information is not getting to the people who need it. In this study, the researchers interviewed a handful of professional as well as student cellists and even interviewed some orchestra managers as well. And to start out, they give us the numbers, and brace yourself, it ain't pretty. Hey guys, I just want to interrupt the show real quick and just tell you about something I've been working on for a long time that I'm so excited to share with you. Like I've said in the past, you have the potential to make your injury become a benefit to you, an asset to you. But at the same time, I know the feeling of being lost, not knowing who to turn to, where to go, what resources to use, all sorts of things. And also how to reframe the situation, the mental skills that's needed to be able to do that. And so if you are one of those people looking for that resource, that help, that coaching, I want to tell you about something I've been working on, and that is Musician Unchained. Musician Unchained is now the newest coaching platform for musicians going through injury. It is intended to help you view your situation in a way that benefits you and make the changes in your life that you need to become the best version of yourself because of your injury. Your injury being the impetus for that change. I would love to be able to help you in any way that I can, even if that means sending you somewhere else to someone who can better help you. And so if you are interested in working together one-on-one, visit our website, musicianunchained.com/let's hang for more details. All right, let's get back to the show. Between 39 and 87% of tertiary music students or college music students and up to 89% of professional musicians report experiencing some kind of an injury or pain while playing. Now, Obviously, the factors for this pain vary. Some of it is individual instrumentation and physiology, as well as differing psychosocial or environmental factors. But a lot of it also has to do with lifestyle habits, like nutrition, hydration, and exercise. Stuff that is fairly easy to implement, right? But here's the kicker, and I think it's also one of the cruxes of this study. Another factor of this is that musicians, more specifically student musicians, play through significant pain without seeking medical assistance to resolve the issue. So we aren't going for help when we need it. And some of the interviews found that the no pain, no gain philosophy is still deeply embedded into many students' minds. Myself being one of them at the time of my injury. While they did say that professional musicians get injured at a higher rate than students due to higher performing demands and other factors, they also found that 40% of professionals resolved their pain or injury over an 18-month period, compared to only 8% of the student musicians who were able to resolve their injuries. So why is this? Among many other factors, a big issue that was explored in this study was how the students perceive the topic of injury, and whether or not it is taught in their educational institutions. Most of the student interviewees said that it was hardly mentioned, if at all, during their interactions with professors, nor taught in formal coursework. Students mentioned that they hardly even think about injury or preventative measures, but often struggle with pain while they play. And here's where that specifically can get really sticky. One of the interviewees, a master's cello student, who said he didn't even learn about anything health or injury related until participating in high-end festivals, said that such lack of education and connection to resources borderlines negligence on the part of the institution. So litigation can become a reality if these subjects are not taken more seriously by music educational institutions. That's how serious this is. I remember asking a mentor early in my recovery, why is this the first time I'm hearing about any of this? I mean, why aren't people talking about this? To which he responded, they are. And I'll never forget that look on his face. The good news is that these subjects are beginning to become hotter topics in professional circles, according to this study. However, the professionals interviewed definitely agreed that it is mostly discussed in circles in which people have already experienced injury. So the only people talking about it are the people who have gone through it. So there's not a ton of talk about preventative measures by those who haven't gone through injury. The researchers ended up concluding that to prevent further injury, teachers must become more educated about these subjects and implement them deliberately and directly into their curricula. They state it needs to start earlier than even tertiary education, such as in youth orchestras. I 100% agree. We've talked about that I don't know how many times on the show. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the show. I just wanted to jump in here real quick and tell you about something that I'm really, really excited about. For a while now, I have wanted to create an even more effective resource than just the podcast that injured musicians can go to receive the support that they need. And recently I did just that. So write this down. Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. I know it's a long title. We're still working on that part. But this is a place where people can go now, injured musicians and even musicians who have gone through injury in the past, and people that help musicians go through injury, where they can go to receive the support that they need, whether that be ask questions, share their victories, share their frustrations, and overall just receive the community and the support that they need in a very proactive, intentional way. And so I just ask that you guys support these injured musicians by sharing this group with them, that they can receive the support that they need. Okay, enjoy the rest of the show. One powerful quote from the authors states, quote, researchers from all sectors of performing arts medicine are increasingly seeing the, quote, competitive culture as an underlying factor in high illness rates and poor health behaviors seen across the board. Achieving long-term and lasting change may require a paradigm shift in the way that we set goals and appraise success within music education. If school-level changes succeed at influencing values, beliefs, and actions, then over time, a cultural shift may take place that could have broad effects on behaviors and practices in the wider music community. So moral of the story, it starts with the teachers. This has to get into the schools as a mandatory subject. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. It has to be a mandatory subject, just as an athlete has mandatory things that they need to know about their limitations of their body before they go out and do their sport. They have to be educated about these things. We have to be educated about these things. You can read the full study report with the link below. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. My goal with these particular episodes is to get the hard work and knowledge from these intelligent researchers out to a wider audience so that we can apply the changes they are calling for. So, like I always say, send me a text. I'd love to hear from you. There's going to be a link below for that. If you feel so inclined to contribute to the show, I would very much appreciate that. It'll help us to get all these resources out to the audience, to you guys out there in podcast land, and join the email list. That's a new thing this season, in season 3, that you guys can use so you don't miss a single episode. And I'm also going to be plugging in different things in those newsletters, like other research studies and something to laugh at, because we all need more of that in our lives. So you best believe there are going to be memes on these newsletters. And anything else I can do to serve you, please let me know. Please send me an email at trustprocesspodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd be interested in working together one-on-one, if you're going through an injury, to work on your mindset and developing those mental skills to help you get through your injury, please reach out. I would be so thrilled to help you and honored to help you. So anyway, guys, I hope this research study has been informative and helpful to you and eye-opening for you, as it was for me. Like I always say, keep on keeping on, and keep trusting the process. Until next time. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of Trust the Process, the official podcast of Musician Unchained, the newest coaching program dedicated to helping musicians navigate and overcome injury. But before you go, I have a few quick ways you can stay connected and support our growing community. First of all, I'd love to hear from you. Shoot me a text with the link below and share your thoughts, questions, or just say hi. You can also check the show out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We also would love to see you in our Facebook support group, Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. If you found value in today's episode, consider making a donation to support our mission of empowering musicians worldwide. Every contribution helps us create more content and resources for you, so visit link number 2 below to support the mission. If you decide to donate, I'll send you my newest resource, the Injured Musician Toolkit, which is an ebook designed to give you tools to help you get through your injury. Subscribe to our newsletter to get exclusive insights, tips, sneak previews of episodes, and announcements straight to your inbox. Act now and I will send you a free gift. So sign up at www.musicianunchained.com/newsletter. And if you or someone you know would like to go deeper with me in the topics of injury and mindset, head over back to musicianunchained.com and check out the Let's Hang tab. As always, I want to thank Daniel Baldwin, my audio engineer, and my sister Dana Lovell for her help with the promotional materials. There is no podcast without them. But before I go, I want to tell you how much I deeply appreciate your time and support. You are not alone on this journey. There are musicians and educators out there who need this resource, and we need to get it to them. Together, we are breaking the chain of old habits and thought patterns that don't serve us anymore, and unchaining the potential within ourselves to face each challenge with strength and resilience. So, as I always say, keep on keeping on, and keep trusting the process. Until next time.